Hi everyone. This video will focus on the 4 additional best practices that are presented and developed by Judith Betcher and Rita Marie Conrad. They are the authors of several books, but one of the ones that we are using as we develop this course is the Teaching Online Survival Guide. It's in its 2nd edition. The original 10 best practices were actually written quite a while ago, I think 2006 maybe. They were updated in 2011, and then in the last year or so they've added 4 additional ones. I'm not going to go through all of the first 10 because they are in your readings list for this week, but I do want to make you aware of the 4 new ones that are actually presented and suggested as best practices in online teaching and learning. The 11th one is called Gathering Evidence of Learning, and the suggestion is that you do this throughout the course. In many face-to-face courses, we are presented with a midterm exam and a final exam. Some of you may do a lot more than that. Weekly quizzes are great. But it's important, especially in an online class, that you are gathering and distributing assessments throughout your course. They don't have to be worth lots of points, but students in online environments, as you are experiencing now, need some feedback about how they're doing. Your stronger students, I think someone had mentioned in a post earlier, you've got some students that no matter what you do, they're going to learn, whether you're great or not so great. And some students, no matter what you do, they're not going to learn because they're just not ready for a variety of reasons. But we're focusing on that group that's sort of in the middle, the ones from the 20% to the 80%. Group. And so we need to be able to give them regular feedback. We need to show them the relative value of assignments and projects and participation. So part of the way you do that is through your syllabus, and you're having a very good grading system set up where it's clear what contribution each project or activity makes toward their final grade. But it's also important to show the relative value, so linking what you're doing to the learning objectives that you've got. And you're going to hear me say that a lot. You also want to possibly expand the audience of student work. So I have found in my teaching experience that students may start out trying to do a good job, but they really aren't as concerned about what I think about them. But when I tell them their work will be peer evaluated, they step it up because they don't want to look dumb in front of their peers. We can relate to that as teachers. We don't want to look dumb in front of the class or in front of our peers. So expanding the audience of student work through peer review, small group projects, things like that can certainly help. The number, whoops, sorry about that. That was not the right way to go. Let me jump back into here. Number 12 is connecting learning to learning outcomes. And again, you're going to hear me say this a lot. We know from the learning theorist and lots of research that's been done that true learning takes time and learning takes practice. Students may be able to read vocabulary words and memorize that for regurgitation very quickly, but actually learning something that you can then turn around and apply and do something with takes time. Connecting your activities and readings to your learning outcomes is a concept that Quality Matters calls alignment. It's something that we really need to focus on and work on in all of our classes, but especially in our online classes. And let's see if I can do this without going all the way back to the beginning. Number 13, develop and use a content frame for the course. So part of what this means is giving students more than one way to see why what they're doing is relevant. So we have a document in your resources folder at the top of the course called a course map. That's actually something very helpful for the instructor. It's not always something you'll give to the student, but I will give you the one for this course when we get to that week. But a concept map, a graphical syllabus, something that's more than just words on the paper, a flow chart, something that actually helps students visualize how things connect, really does help make their learning meaningful. It helps them buy into what you're trying to do. And then the goal, what we're trying to do in each of our courses, is moving students from novice to expert and having evidence of that along the way. So identifying those core concepts, setting specific competency goals, so rubrics are very helpful with that, linking learning outcomes to their development of expertise. So anywhere you have the opportunity to tell them why this is important. When will I ever use this? Why do we have to learn this? So answering some of those questions, even though we get frustrated and really sometimes I want to say because I said so, helping them understand why is important. And so if you expect them to buy in or to spend time that you need them to spend to learn the concepts, helping them understand how it might apply to them, connecting to real world circumstances are always good suggestions. So that is the end of the +4, and I do encourage you to check out all of the other best practices. You can either do that through the reading, or if you like this Prezi type presentation, I will post this as well as an alternative site, and you can click on and see some of the different types of examples that are offered. They are also in the readings. Have a great day.